time for Stream Dreamin'.
Welcome back to Stream Dreamin', everyone. I am glad you're here. A month ago, I did a video on how to repair filiform corrosion around the heater exhaust trim plate. That video generated a lot of comments. One of them suggested I should have spent more time talking about preventing it. I think that was a great idea. So today, I'm going to show you the primary trouble spots. One, so you know where to look, but also so you know what to look for. And you'll see that I find even more filiform corrosion on my own base camp during this inspection. I was surprised. Filiform corrosion sounds technical, but for Airstream Basecamp owners, it's one of the most important things you need to know about. Why? Because it starts where you can't see it, under the paint or clear coat, and by the time it's visible, it's already spread. In this video, I'll show you how to inspect your base camp for early signs of filiform corrosion, what tools you'll need, and where to look first. Catching it early can mean the difference between a quick fix and an expensive headache down the road. I'll also give you an idea of how you can prevent it in what is becoming a very common place. So let's break it down quickly. Aluminum itself doesn't rust the way steel does, but it does corrode. On our base camp, that corrosion often takes the form of filiform, thin thread-like trails that creep under the paint or clear coat. It usually starts at edges, seams, or anywhere the protective coating is compromised. Think of it like tiny worms tunneling just below the surface. Left unchecked, it spreads fast and looks like bubbling or spiderwebby paint. Good news here. You don't need anything fancy to do a proper inspection. Maybe a flashlight can be helpful, a microfiber cloth for wiping surfaces clean, a magnifying glass, or just use your phone camera and zoom in. All right, I think it's easiest to start at the front on one side because then you don't have to climb over the hitch. Anyway, the first area you want to really check are these hinges for your rock guards. Go all the way down. And what you're looking for is you want to see that gap. You don't want these touching. You want to see some of that caulk coming out of there. When you get up here to the windows, it's the same thing. See how you have that sealant or caulking coming out from underneath there? That's what you want to see all the way around. And just check each seam. Don't forget the keter rail. Now that bright sky makes it hard to see. I know, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do right now. But you want to get on a stool or a bucket and check that as well. You come around to this side. You've got a couple of attachment points. You've got a nice gasket here, and this plate hasn't cut through that gasket. That's what we want to see. Again, here with the windows, go all the way around the windows, and they did a really good job there. This is the refrigerator vent, and it looks like there's caulking around there and a gap. I wonder why that's bowed out, but it's sealed. That's good. Same with this bracket. We've got the gasket coming through there. Now, this is the first problem area right there. Unbelievable. So there is a gasket between everything that they've attached, gasket or caulking, between everything Airstream is attached except for these Basecamp placards. And you can see right there, I don't know how close this will go. It looks like that's about it. But you can see right there, I've got filiform corrosion coming through. So I need to scrape that. You can see how even with just your thumbnail, you can scrape it off. What just came off was the clear coat. So what I'll do, and I'll show you how to do this. Don't be intimidated by these rivets. You just drill them out, and I'll show you how to do that. Repair this and put this back on, this time with a gasket behind it. All right, this is your smart plug, and there is a gasket and a gap all the way around it. You want to check underneath. I'm doing that with just my finger. Yep, there's a gap there. Even here, check these seals here, because this edge of the aluminum right here is exposed. So I don't think there's any sealant on there, which means water can settle in there. I'm going to talk to Airstream about this and see if maybe I shouldn't run a bead of caulking across there. My inclination is to do it because it's just exposed, but I'm going to talk to them first. All right, here's where I did the repair on the heater vent. You can see my gasket sticks out. I'm going to get some 1000, 2000, 3000 grit sandpaper and then a little polishing wheel and polish this edge so I don't have that. But around here, look, you can see how that sealant has been pushed out through there, so there's a gap. Good. Gasket around the water. Gasket here. Now look here. See how that corner is, it's just right there. There's not enough room for my fingernail to go through there. That's a problem. So I'm going to pull this off and either replace this gasket or add some material in there to make sure that that doesn't become a problem. And this is what you want to look for. This is prevention right here, where it's just starting to touch the aluminum skin. If you can prevent that from rubbing, you're golden. All right, nice gasket all the way around here. This is a real problem because this is a sharp edge here. That's just thin metal, and that will cut right through that clear coat. The shower, we're good. Nice thick gasket. Even check these. Nice gasket. I think these are just glued on, but well, no, because they illuminate. So there is a hole behind here. You want to make sure that that's sealed. Might as well check your seal here. Good. The tail lights are another area of concern where I've seen filiform corrosion showing up in various forums. And again, you just want to look and make sure that there is a gap. And there is up here, but when you come around here, it's right against the aluminum skin. And that is filiform corrosion just waiting to happen. So I need to take this down here, it's good, but I need to take this assembly off. It looks like there's 2 screws there. I'll do a video on this in a couple of weeks. Yeah, once I figure out how to address that. Check your hinges on your door. Make sure there's a gap there, and there is. This tail light, see how nice that is? Sealant, gap, it goes all the way around. That's what you want. I can feel the gap between the taillight housing and the aluminum skin all the way around. This is part of the inconsistency with Airstream that drives me nuts. This one is just fine. The other one, not so much. All right, this, good. Nice gasket here. Good. All right, and this, so I've already removed, this is where that Basecamp placard used to be, but I removed it. You can see just this little bit was sticking out. That's all I saw, was just those little fine hairs, but you can see how the majority of the filiform is back here where it's out of sight. So I'll repair this, and you can see my repair video, but the steps are, I'm going to tape this off, then I'm going to scrape this with a credit card actually to get rid of the top coat, sand it to get through the clear coat, spray it with ACF 50. Yes, here's another little trouble spot right down here. Spray it with ACF 50 to kill that corrosion, wait 24 hours, and then I'm going to coat it with Everbright, which is a clear coat material made specifically for aluminum. Then once that sets up, after 5 days, I will make a little gasket for this plaque, and I'll put a little bit of that GE silicone around here to seal these holes, or seal the area around these holes so moisture doesn't get in there again. And that'll take care of it. But you can see where the plaque rubbed against the aluminum here. You can see that line. So we'll have to fix that. Continue on the inspection. Good gasket. Good gasket all the way around. Inside there. 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 And there. In here. Good. Check this window. Really good. All the way up. And then this hinge. Good. Good gap all the way down. All right, so we've gone all the way around the base camp now and found just the two base camp plaques. It's amazing to me though that Airstream put some kind of gasket on everything. Even the plastic electric outlet has a gasket. And yet they didn't on those plaques. I wonder why. When you get your stool, check around your light. I can see from here that there's a gap, but I want to check and make sure that it's sealed. All right, that's the inspection. Filiform corrosion is sneaky, but it's not unstoppable. Regular inspections keep your base camp looking sharp and protect its value. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more base camp tips, and share this with a fellow Airstream owner. And as always, wherever you go, whatever you do, make it an adventure.